Alright, back. So we took a loss to hexproof pump spells. It happens. Don't cry. But we're at 10-1. The record is just 2 games away. So we start out 9-0. Will we crash back to Earth? Because now we are on the bubble. Also, you guys probably didn't know or notice, but that game continues a long-held tradition. When my wife enters my room for any reason while I'm streaming, I lose. This is a tradition. Now, often it can't possibly be her fault. I'm way behind to begin with, or I'm mana screwed, or something just doesn't work. But it is a known fact that whenever my wife enters the room for any reason while I am playing, I lose. So, if you have a wife, I would lock your door, if you care. Alright, so no more 2 landers. That last one was definitely a beating, and this is fine. What about Champion of Ronos? You tell me. Bounce wants to talk Champion of Ronos. I'm sure he has opinions. You tell me. And let's see here. Opponent's got some sleeves. I got some green cards. I guess we'll set up like maybe we're gonna grasp something. And let's get on the board. Can't hurt. And Lista. I don't think cards like that have a very strong history. Now, the closest we really have to compare it to is Elvish Piper, which is better in some regards, but much more vulnerable. Does it go in every ramp deck? I don't think so. No, I'm not excited about that card. I'm sure I'll lose a game to it along the way. I always do lose to games to weirdo cards like that, but it's not something that I think is a safe bet by any stretch of the imagination. Especially if your deck has a combination of top end, like if you run planeswalkers, if you run any amount of big instants, things like that, things that it will not trigger off of, it's probably a horrible card to have. So, I'm very meh. Now, there might be a monsters type deck where you just want to play a whole bunch of 5 and 6 drops. And I mean a lot of 5 and 6 drops. Awesome red green 5 and 6 drops, and you drop that on turn 4, and then you untap and you cast, say, Glorybringer, and then you attack with your champ and your Glorybringer, and you bring in, say, a Gearhulk. You know, now you're doing it. Like, that's boss mode. That's where you want to be. Oops, didn't set up double white. See, that's me talking too much about a card and not paying any attention. I'm gonna punt away this deck's record if I try to think about cards too much. But it's hard, because that's what's exciting today, right? We want to talk about those cards. That's probably more important than the record. I mean, who's gonna care what had the best record in Aether Revolt once we get new cards? So, yeah, it's all good. I'm not gonna oversweat it too much if I make a mistake because I'm talking about a card. But yeah, there's probably some kind of a red-green monsters deck, if it has the space. That's the thing. Right now, it's so hard to get space in any of these decks. Because, do you play that card? Do you play Champion of Ronos to have that dreamy turn 5? Or do you play Big Nissa and just have a turn 5 where you're attacking with a 5/5 haste land and have a planeswalker on the battlefield? Because the two don't really go together. You can't, if you have Big Nissa in your hand when you have Champ, you get no, and that's taking the spot away from another 5-drop or 6-drop monster, then you don't get any value when you attack with your Champ. So the deck building constraint is real. The card quality issue is real. How do you make spots for these cards? It's only gonna get harder. It's only gonna get harder as we get more and more cards in the Magic Duels world. End rant. In the meantime, our opponent's beating us up with an Energy Sage. Meh. Let's bring out Gids. And we're gonna hold that back. I'm just thinking Bounding Crassus. Maybe I don't have to be, but I'm thinking about it. Haleon says we have no progress on the mana base. Yep, absolutely none. They obviously don't want to give us more dual lands. I just wish they'd always give us whatever the new dual lands are, so our mana bases got better. I am worried about the cycling, the power of a cycling deck. They took out a lot of the cards that I'd most want in my in any deck. So I'm concerned. I'm concerned that they neutered cycling a bit. We have no cycling lands, and they removed a bunch of the cycling cards I would want. So, a lot like Energy, I'm worried that they gave us a cool mechanic and then neutered it. So, that's just me. That's my concerns. What do you think? Do you think I'm on the right track there, or do you think I'm worrying too much? Sure, you can pause me there. I guess I'll die to a haste thing that has more than 2 toughness, but I think that's fine. A Fleet Wheel Cruiser still gets Rex-saged and bellowed. I don't think we lose here if Gideon falls away. He's not our whole plan. Hey, Leon says I'm right, especially with the rarity limitation. Yeah, we got a few great cycling cards like Curator of Mysteries, but you only get 2. Only get 2. So do we end up playing with cycling cards like, I don't know, what's the 1 white cycler for like a 5 mana angel? Is that duels good? It has Embalm. That's interesting. That might be good enough, but all right, we got a Hunt Beast in the hizzle. Right on. So a hexproof guy punked us out last time, but I don't think it will this time because we have all our lands and we're on the board. So we should be in a much better shape this time around. I guess we can get a tracker because of that, but yeah, this is definitely an advocate type deck. He's at 9, he can block 1 of these. Or I can fire this up and he has to block Gideon? I guess that's the best, right? Force him to block Gideon? No, he still has to, because I have the ballista on too. So if he blocks one of the other creatures, he dies. Okay. We good. See if he has the fog. Which now you can metagame against fog with insult. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Our world has changed. What's up, Mortivore? How you doing? You check out that card list yet, Mort? Got anything you're stoked, super excited about? We got pull from tomorrow. That's probably my favoriteest thing in the duels world ever. Mono black is a go. I guess you're probably you probably think that never is the bomb. Never. They really are afraid to give us hand manipulation? I'd say so. Rule trample your face off. Yeah, that is an interesting deck with the chariot, the charioteer, right? So for 3 mana, you get a 3/3 in red-green that gives all your creatures trample. So that's probably something you're excited about. Let's not forget to mark our wins. We just got to 11-1. We are going for tying the record right here. Will someone step up to take us out and let black and blue sit on top? Let's see. Too bad it insults a sorcery. Right, but it's a sorcery, but you can cast it. Even if they fog in response, damage still can't be prevented this turn. So it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It counters the fog. So even if they fog in response to the sorcery, the fog will not work. So don't worry, Dragon. We got it. We have metagamed on the fog. Now if we just figure out a way to cast Insult every turn. So this hand is interesting. We have all our mana and one of our best cards. Oh man. But I don't think I keep 6 landers. Not in a moment like this. And we're gonna have to draw a second black. It's gonna be a sweater. Gonna be a sweater. Sweater weather up in here. Hit me. Not this time. More unplayables. We're essentially on a 5-card hand. No, a 4-card hand. We're on a 4-card hand until we draw our second black or our 6th land that includes a second green. Here's Fury Blade. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Prepare to get fiery tempered. Black. Alright. I got problems. Just gonna throw this out there. Need to get in the way of that Fury Blade and buy time. Halion is remembering Gruul with Rurik Thar, and it's true. They had Domri raid back then, and Arlen is no Domri. Double vamps, I like it. I like it. This is okay. He's not attacking. Am I attacking? I guess there'd be no point. Alright, hit me with that land, yo. I run 26 for a reason. Nope. Wrong one. But I'll take my clue. What could I draw? I could draw Ayli or another advocate, which is more likely. Ayli's more likely, so I'll leave up white and black and draw. And there's our other black. So, does that mean I should attack? Is there a world where I would block? My blocks are almost certain to be bad. I think I'm gonna attack here. I think this changes things. If he wants to trade his Bloodseeker and a card from my tracker, which already drew me a card, I'm down with that. But now that I have double black, I'm not as scared. Greed is good asks if Abzan is still going strong. Abzan is at 11-1. We lost to a Bristling Hydra that got larger than life and High Spire Infusion cast on it twice each. So, sometimes you eat the bar and sometimes the bar eats you. Oh. Halion, I think the removals in Abzan will lose little value because Embalm. Maybe the black ones will. But I don't think that the Embalm, that both the mechanic or the Embalm cards are that good. And remember, Declaration Stone exiles them. I think they have the same name. Ooh, I have to look into that. Let's see what he does here. I have to look into that. So when you embalm something, does it have the same name so you can embalm both sides of it? Is an Embalm True Heart Duelist and a True Heart Duelist, do they both get exiled by Declaration in Stone? I wonder. So I figured there'd be pump spells involved, and we gotta draw them out. We can't just let ourselves get pumped to death. Alright. 1, 3, 1, 2. There's a land. Good, 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 good. I think we ob away that Bloodseeker, as that has the most potential to get out of control. We want to be mana efficient on these turns. So we definitely just, and we don't, you know, we're probably not going to need ob to win the game. Bellower should be enough. Don't know if you already talked about it, but have you seen the card pool? Yep, seen the card pool, guys. And if you haven't, if you're watching and you haven't, there's a link. I just threw it down there for you. It's on the Magic Duels Facebook page. But yeah, it's the earliest we've had the card pool in a long time, so get hyped. Stay hyped. Yep, down you go. And I guess he also punches me for 4. Living the dream. And a neonate. Okay. What do we do here? Let's see what we draw. Interesting. I think the plan, the master plan, is just to bellow out an advocate and make the board gummy. And then hopefully next turn advocate vent. Mort says we got a lot more than we thought we would. Yeah, the cards that they excluded were very interesting this time. Deck in Stone does exile the same name. Okay, cool. Good to know. Here comes Copta. And it doesn't look like our opponent's going to be trying to get in this turn. So the neonate can block and then sacrifice itself, and then we don't gain life off our vent, so we should get that out of the way. And we still have the mana, since we drew this swamp to do this. Thank God. But we don't want him chumping with the neonate here. I think they left out a lot of the good cycling cards, says Greed is good. Yeah, they sure did, man. Censor and Castaway are pretty awesome, but they left out the green one that destroys target artifact, the white one that destroys target artifact or enchantment. Those are big deal. Those combined with the cycling land, just it does neuter cycling a bit. Maybe it just keeps cycling not as strong as we hoped. Maybe that's all it really does. In an environment without sideboards, those cards would be extremely valuable. I agree, and that's why I really was looking forward to them. That's why I had my hopes up for a new disenchant, you know? But I was really excited to play cards like that in this format because, yeah, it would be really nice to not have to worry about my enchantment and artifact removal being dead. I think it would actually be better for good players and experienced players in the one-game, one-off format that is Magic Duels. We did it! We got our 12th win! Now we just need one more to set the record! Let's go, Abzan. Bring me the horizon and the 13th win. Lucky number 13! Neon City wants to get off topic and talk about the Magical Digital Next update from February. Yeah, I saw it. Looks like the next duels, and it probably has very little to do with what's actually going to go on in that game. But it's probably just something they felt like they had to put out there. Cast Out would be good versus tutelage decks that don't run Enchantment Hate usually. Yeah, that is a real shot at blue and red decks. Also Grixis decks that don't run any enchantment removal. Just makes Cast Out an awesome versatile removal spell. It was also another reason that I was looking forward to whatever the disenchant is called. The cycling disenchant. Where is it here? Forsake the Worldly. Yeah. That's why I was looking forward to running a lot of Forsake the Worldly to blow up Cast Out. But they made that a lot tougher, which might be good. We got another Halion loving the Glyph Keeper as a great finisher for control. And I do think it will be good. I'm kind of in a debate about what kind of a deck it goes in, but it's at least a 2-for-1, you know, if they do have to find a way to kill it. Unless, of course, they're running sacrifice effects or something that gets around the ability. Lay Bare the Heart did not get included. That is not a surprise. Enigma Drake is interesting. Like, I actually like that one. I don't think that's a bad card, and it may turn out to be a very good card. So, how about some of these other guys who like Glyph Keeper? What do you think of Enigma Drake? I love that it can come down on turn 3 and give you a 4 toughness blocker, and then it scales as you play out your game. I think that compares favorably to a lot of options for that position. We'll push it. Yeah, let's see. Grasp still kills it, unfortunately. I make something like Dodge and Burn, probably. Take it back to the Dodge and Burn days. All right, we got a reactive hand, but we'll try it. Okay, so we got all the removal. The worst thing that can happen here is our opponent just planeswalks on our face. But I'll set up so that I have... Let's see. We're probably going to want white with this, as double white for Gideon. The thing... Uh-oh, opponent's stuck on one land. No! This is supposed to be a big crowning achievement type game! Alright, that fixes the double white, so I guess this is green now, but we got double green, so we'll just hold on to it. Maybe we'll draw a tireless tracker or fatal push, something to use it with. And we've got a Harbinger of the Tides, and our opponent did find a second land. So the game isn't just immediately over. What do we want with you? What do we want with you? What do we want with you? Not black, so it's green or white. So I think I'll take white, as I have a lot more of white casting cost symbols in my hand. What about the Gruul Trample Dude? Yeah, I've been wondering about that. It's an interesting card. And it certainly makes your Gaia's Revenges even scarier than they already was. Or how about you put that in there with the double strike and trample dude who also gives all your creatures haste. You know, now you're just kind of chaining your monsters together and everybody's just gaining all kinds of abilities. It seems pretty gross. Okay, I don't think that double blue has a lot it can do about an animated shambling vent. Like, disperse won't stop it, so let's see if our opponent just charges in here. See what happens. Is it a human? Hold up. Which one? Be more specific. Is what a human? The Charioteer is a Jackal warrior, and Samut is a human warrior. They're both warriors if we ever get tribal up in there. There we go. And he discards a Jace. Oof, painful. Well, to work, Ob, to work. This is looking anticlimactic. Yeah, I know. Jackal's lame. Did you know that Jackal Pup isn't a Jackal? Going back to the first Jackal. Or at least it wasn't back then. Maybe they errated it. See. Jackal Pup is now a hound. Also, not a jackal. What a world we live in, everybody. Okay, so he's a blue-red deck, and he probably kept his hand because Fevered Visions was in it. Most people can't resist such a hand. Ooh, drawing hot fire. Drawing hot fire. To the battlefield. Doing nothing, but it's okay. Maybe it just eats exquisite firecraft. Let's get that off the battlefield. Don't need deck velocity for the opponent. We want the one-sided Howling Mine and Ob-Nixie. Although Ob-Nixie plus Fevered Visions is pretty intense. Oh! Our opponent's not done with us yet. They are not done with Fevered Visions just yet. Naya Humans and a cool Reanimator are the decks that Greed is Good is most looking forward to. Interesting. What to do with ourselves? Guess we'll start with drawing a card. No, looks like Fevered Vigie is gonna stick around. We could... Well, an Omnixless Emblem is like the end of the game. It really is, right? So maybe we should go to extreme lengths to make it happen. And I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to go crazy. I don't want him to Fevered Visions me off the emblem. That back. For those of you wondering what the heck I'm doing, everything comes around in the end. Alright, let's see what he can do about that. If he has burn, he has to point it at Ob. I think tapping out on turn 3 is bad for Enigma Drake. Well, I mean, if tapping out on turn 3 is bad for Enigma Drake, it's bad for everything. It's bad for tutelage, right? It's bad for anything. I mean, he found a Storm Chaser Mage. That's pretty funny. So, I guess if you're saying that tapping out on turn 3 is bad, then all 3-drops are bad. Alright. Opponent did find a way out of that line. Now, if we're in a format where all 3-drops are bad, then I guess everything, every 2-drop is worth analyzing. How come nobody's talking about Harsh Mentor for duels? Does anybody else just think that card is ridiculous? I think that card is pretty silly. Obviously, that one would have a pretty intense impact on decks running vehicles. In fact, decks running vehicles will probably play him to crew their vehicles and make the opponent's vehicles uncontrollable. Alright, he found another Storm Chaser off his Abbot and shut that down. And now we'll shut that down. Vehicles already has the hardest time. Well, think about Harsh Mentor against vehicles. Vehicles already can get outraced, but then you turn that around. What about Harsh Mentor against? How does it work against Planeswalkers? Let me see this card. Let me read this again. Artifact, creature, or land. Okay, so it does not work against Planeswalkers. It's mainly vehicles and creatures that tap to do other things. So, mainly vehicles. In duels, anyway. It's a little bit of Smuggler's Copter pain. Yeah, oh my, indeed. So every time they activate their copter or their heart or whatever they need to activate, they take 2. 2 to the nose. Every time. Haha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we'll go up. I guess we'll make it 6. It does screw up manlands, that's true. You can't activate your manland without taking a point or 2. Every time, check this one out. This one's interesting, right? Every counter you remove or add to your ballista, take 2. The damage can be redirected to Planeswalkers. I was just wondering if it also went off when a Planeswalker plussed or minused or zeroed. But yeah, Evolving Wilds, take 2. Walking Ballista, every time you remove a counter, take 2. Pretty spicy. All right, let's pass this over. Can't kill him just yet. Doesn't au perfection. Sure. Insult to injury right there. And 6 him. So yeah, there's just a lot of things that Harsh Mentor, he can cause a lot of drama. He is a rare, but if there is a grizzly bear that you want to use to crew things in your aggressive vehicle deck, it's probably Harsh Mentor. By the way, 13-1. Dun 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 dun. Abzan has climbed the ladder. It is now your current leader, and we're just seeing how far we can push the streak. At 13-1. When we pick up our second loss, it is eliminated, but it has set a new record. So if a Planeswalker wants to activate a Heart of Kirin, the Planeswalker also takes 2 if there is a Harsh Mentor on the other side of the battlefield. Haha! How you like them apples? So if you're, if you're playing aggressive vehicles, maybe it's better than, what else is in that spot? Like Selfless Spirit, Kari Zev. Probably better than some of those cards at some point. It's one of the mysteries to figure out. We've got a lot of 2-drops and an awesome 3-drop, but we're off curve, and 2 lands usually gets me in trouble. Okay, I hit the button, nothing happened. Ugh, I'm glad I didn't hit it again. I guess we'll try this. I do want to hold off on what land I get, though. No, I definitely want black. Even hopefully we'll draw a white-black off the top. That would be pretty boss. But this hand could get us in trouble. Could get us in trouble. You guys got your Bloodridge Brawler, your 4/3 discard a card when it comes into play. Is everyone still excited about that? Just curious. A lot of people were talking about that. Oh, I absolutely got my big dumb draw spell. I'm thrilled about that. I do love the artwork on the split cards. Hey, we drew the black-white land. That was boss. All right. The artwork on the split cards is sweet. Now we get the kind of like a full art look at the side that you can only cast from your hand. And I assume in the graveyard it'll show up, excuse me, as the other side. I can only assume. So we are in a laggy game. That is a bad sign against a rank 40, because that usually means something will go wrong. But I may not play around counter magic. I may just slam Gideon hoping he gets lagged out. It's part of the game. Shadowstorm Vizier has the best art in the set. Shame about the card. If it's a bad card, I probably haven't bothered to notice. Oh, there it is. It's a very meh card. It is very good art. I will give it that. I will give it that. Let me just, oops. Nope, do not do that, please. Let's just not misclick and throw a link for people who want to see some cool art on a card that's very meh. It's a very different card from Sphinx's Revelation, but still, anything that has draw X on it is pretty exciting. Storm Chaser Mage's Bay. I like that. I think that's perfect. Bravo. Alright, so he's got Thalia. I think I can go ahead and play Gideon here, though. It's gonna make a tapped Knight token, but we've got Defenders. And we can kill Thalia next turn. Is the Enigma Drake Storm Chaser's boss? They're all in a flock, flying around in hurricanes and doing stormy stuff. You know what I mean? That's what's up. That's what's up. I mean, I'm willing to admit, Enigma Drake may well be a just another We Dragoons type card. Here comes Thalia. Yep. You can jump in front. Or can you? I could let Gideon go to 1, but I don't like that. I don't think that's the right way. I don't see pumping mana into my ballista anytime soon. We got stuff to do. Bone Picker is weird. Bone Picker, meh. Doesn't excite me. I can see why it does, and it is an interesting card. But I feel like I've seen this card before. I really feel like I've seen things just like this before, and I'm usually not very intimidated. I don't know. We'll see. What are we going to do? He's got that card. I don't think I care much about it. Let's see what happens when we attack. Laggy as heck. Over here trying to add to a record in a lag storm. I'm hitting the button and literally I can often do a 3 count before something happens. As I think you can see. So we just gotta go aggro. Gotta get out of here. And yep, you got your machination energy thingy. Doesn't bother me much. Compelling deterrence targeting. Probably Gideon? Gideon. Probably wanted to do that before damage, but probably couldn't because of the lag, so it's likely not our opponent's fault. Oh wait. No, it's on my end step. Okay. Haunted Cloak seems cool in Exert. I mean, okay. It's not the kind of thing that gets me excited. We're gonna wait till end step to grasp. See if he plays something more grasp worthy. Giant sandworms being flung sounds pretty fun. Okay, well now we don't have to use the grasp at all. And he's got Lily. Interesting. So he completely turned the board over. Will it be good enough? He still has a Gideon to worry about. But that was an interesting series of turns, for real. Our patience managed to save our Grasp of Darkness, though. We didn't have to grasp Thalia. It died to his Yahennis. In fact, his Yahennis, I think, was a 1-for-2? No, like the opposite of a 2-for-1, because he killed his own Thalia, and all he killed of mine that didn't come for free was my Advocate. There will definitely be things getting flung. Things will get flung. There's a lot of guessing about what will be banned in Standard, but we don't know anything right now. It's all theory. And okay, replaced by AI. He lagged out. That's probably for the better, so we can play this game at a more reasonable pace. See if he can put something between Lily and Gideon, or Gideon's just gonna go over there and smack Lily. Say, what you doing? I'm the leader of the Gatewatch. Pooyah! We do have to worry about Blessed Alliance, so I'm going to attack with the token as well. Make sure that crazy stuff like that doesn't get in the way. Success. All right, leave double black, please. Thank you. Let's just get that enchantment off the board. I don't really know why it's there, but we may as well get rid of it. It is fueling his Aether Hub. Not a total 0 impact. Always a target for your Rex Sages in this format, man. Always a target for them Rex Sages. An Embalm Fling Shadows deck for maximum jankery. That's really janky. You can probably stick with one of those themes and build a deck. All three sounds... You're just trying so hard. You're just trying so hard. All right. Let's go, kids. Go get them. All right. Took it. 14 and 1. Still a rolling. 14 and 1 Abzan. Living on the bubble. I'm going to take a short break and return quickly. If you want to, you can throw in chat any other cards you want to hear babble about. Nighthawk says that Enigma Drake could be good in Is It Burn. More creatures for that deck isn't bad. I agree. Another thing, we've talked about Enigma Drake a lot, but it's just kind of another thing to think about is how it can pressure planeswalkers and opponents. A hit or two from that in the mid game can be a big deal if it's hitting for 6 or 8, something like that. And just in the natural course of gameplay with burn decks, it becomes a threat. But now we have cycling, so you can cycle cards directly into the graveyard and increase your deck velocity, and your Drake hits harder. Scarab Feast. Let's talk about where's the Scarab Feast? He always brings up cards. I have no idea what they do yet. Let's see. Oh, exile up to 3 cards from a graveyard cycling. I mean, maybe that's a one-of in your black deck that is filling a spot or it has a role. How come we got Watchers of the Dead? That card isn't designed, in my opinion, to destroy any archetypes except for Dredge. I mean, that's really what that's for. So yeah, it is a pretty silly thing to include. Maybe they just thought we want some artificial cats. Cut to Ribbons is pretty sweet. I'm excited about Cut to Ribbons. I think that's a black-red aggro card's dream. As for control, yeah, it'll probably find its place. You probably still run it. I think that also goes in Mardu vehicles, because sometimes you get your double black and you can expel them out of the graveyard. Pretty sweet. All right, Eldrazi Processor would be more playable. Somebody's crazy. Because maybe, okay, he's going to build an Eldrazi Processor deck because of the Scarab Feast. You know, you can do it. Go for it. Knock yourself out. The Processors have finally had their day. That would be really funny if that became a standard deck now. The Processors have been absolute jank for like 2 years, and then for the last 3 months of their existence of relevancy of any kind, they suddenly go nuts because of a card like Scarab Feast. Because of the mandatory number of jank cards that must be included in every expansion. There you go. Walker of the Dead is just, yeah, garbage. I got excited for a second, but no, it's legit garbage. It's like, exile my graveyard, but I get to keep 2 things. I guess I'll keep my Scrap Heap Scrounger and my Prized Amalgam. Heaven Earth is fine for ramp. I think Heaven and Earth is kind of fine anyway. It's an interesting card. I'm thinking like Jund Delirium might like this because the sorceries are kind of limited there. I don't know. But Heaven being an instant is pretty crazy nice. All right, let's get right into it because the record needs to continue to go higher. We're at 14-1. Is anybody going to use the monuments? That's a good question, and I think that the monuments will get used, but I don't think you want to use them. I think they're rather mediocre, but there are some things like for example, you play that black-white life gain and drain ally deck. I think that they go into those. Yeah, Nighthawk says Black Monument goes into the life gain deck. I think you run the white one and the black one in that deck. The reduction lets you do crazy things, and the extra bodies are great. It just kind of gives you another value outlet there. But I'm not a big fan of that deck, and I'm in no way a connoisseur of that deck. Somebody can probably be smarter than I am about that. I'm looking to run 1 Commit to Memory and Control. Yeah, I like the idea of Commit to Memory. I'm gonna just cackle with glee on the day when I cast Commit to Memory in response to cracking an Evolving Wild, and they shuffle their Gideon back into their deck. And then I'm going to cry like a very disappointed child. I'm going to sob when they top deck it. And I'm like, well, I could have at least had it 2 from the top if he hadn't been cracking his Evolving Wilds. All right. Are we lagging again? Come on now. I hit the button. All right. Go. Looks like it passed. Hallelujah. But McCrack. Okay. Yeah, that's our opponent. Let's do it. But McCrack. Unleash the McCracken. Red, green, black, blue. Do you think we're up against Super Friends? I think we are. One of the tap lands. Doesn't matter which. Don't think so. So against planeswalkers, I don't like to have out a lot of creatures at the same time as they play those. They often play Radiant Flames and other sweepers. And Ballista is a lot better at a higher loyalty or higher +1/+1 counter count than usual because it can kill planeswalkers. So I'm going to hold my Ballista in this case instead of putting it on the battlefield. I'm thinking of 1 commit and 1 pull as the big new additions for blue spells. Oh man, I'm building around 2 pulls. No one will stop me. Hey Nighthawk, I think we're up against your Mythics deck. Oh no. Except they somehow toned it down to 60 cards. They probably just haven't unlocked everything for it yet. Seen the new duels card list for Amonkhet yet? Yeah man. Trust me, that's what we're all up in here talking about. I feel like red and green got the boot. Red and green, yeah. I was thinking about that. So I had a list of cards that I was excited about for Amonkhet, and then I go through and delete them once we get the duels card list. I definitely gutted my red and green list more than the other colors, like by quite a bit, which is too bad. Those are both pretty exciting colors. Wow, look at my opponent go. Just all the mana, nothing to do. What's the play? I think we just pump the tracker and get in. He has removal, so be it. Okay. We got Anointed Procession. That seems interesting. Yeah, good old doubling season for a mana less. I think that's pretty freaking great. I'm excited. I'm sure that some people will make some fun decks with it. I don't know that I will make fun decks with it, as I'm a bit too spiky, but I'm sure it will be beloved. Red got some great commons and uncommons, and green got shafted everywhere. Great! Such a relative term. Let's see. Get that we didn't, and just stopped giving us the same card in 10 different ways. Gemini agrees with the BBB. Fair enough. All right, what are we doing? He's only got 1 mana up. I could play the Advocate and send in the Vent, or I could I'm just gonna attack and see what happens. And if it resolves, we'll Ballista him. But he's probably dead, as 5-color Mythics came out of the gate a bit clunky. A bit too clunky. Hanzo's Favor. Is that the new unstable mutation? If I'm taking it back like super old school, it was like the red unstable mutation, an aura that's +3/+3 and then a -1/-1 counter each time. That card, I actually thought that card was going to be good. I was pretty excited about that card, but nope. That card is the dead. No, we are now 15-1. You guys, on your maths, don't forget to refresh to get the correct record after the game. But you were close. We are now 15-1. So we are building on a new record that may be very difficult to beat. Hazoret's Favor is the +2/+0 and haste. Yeah, I don't think that's very good. There will be times for it. Now, what was the card? It's red that we didn't get, and it's a red aura. See if I can find it really quick. That I was actually totally stoked about because I think it's one of the more underrated cards in the history of Magic. Is good old Unstable Mutation, which this was a red version of. And it is not, can't find it. Can't find it, just failing hard. Somebody knows these things. Somebody knows these things. Consuming Fervor! There it is, Consuming Fervor. We did not get this card, so don't get pumped. But we didn't get that card, and I thought we should have. I thought that card would be a lot of fun for red aggro. I just noticed the green god is 3 mana, woodland bellower incoming. Legendary though, correct? Non-legendary creature on the bellower. Sorry if I'm taking a poop on your idea. I think it's legendary. It's gotta be legendary, it's a god. Like, that wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, legendary. Bellower says non-legendary creature. Yeah, that's right. Uh-oh, the Welkin turn is on the loose. All right. We're gonna need another green for sure. And that lets these untap. Okay, yeah, green's fine. Here comes the turn. Dun, 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 dun. CGB, where dreams go to die. Where's your good idea? I have a dump I need to take on it. This is why it sucks. Yep, that's the spike in me coming out. Zombie tribal seems cool. So are you gonna do the black-white zombie tribal? Because people have been talking about if that's good enough. Or are you thinking keep it black? Or keep it black and blue? What do you think? Got any initial read on that? I guess we'll go get, no. So I definitely want to do this. When I do that, I guess I want to do this. So this turn is a nothing turn. Okay. Slowly, slowly. We're gonna get mist intruded though. I don't know if I can handle it. Somebody wants to esper some zombies. Ronos will just be the new tireless tracker. A 3-mana green beat stick I get sick of seeing. Wah. It's like all the good stuff that green got. I think zombies are underrated in Eldritch Moon. I don't know if they're underrated. They're missing, you know. The best cards are rare and there aren't enough of them. Well, he got a pretty good ingestion on us right there, didn't he? What else you got? Come on, throw the book at me. Bring it. Bring it. I can handle it. Come on. All right. Let's go get some more black mana. What given for a Soul Scar Mage? Yeah. Biforce and Soul Scar Mage getting excluded is a bit weird. Yep, didn't get Manglehorn, so you don't get to upgrade your Rex Sages. Although, I don't know if I would turn Manglehorn into Rex Sage. Maybe one of each or something like that, because you still, sometimes an enchantment has to die. Sometimes an enchantment has to die. Is this a worse Bindorado list your opponent is running? Well, I couldn't speak for their deck list, but sure looks like one. 2 mana flyers, everywhere you can find them. We did get the Adept. Yeah, we got the little Jackal Warrior guy. He's gonna be yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he finds a good home in the Madness type decks. Let's send in Tracky. Maybe not. The grip of the Royal has grabbed the Tracky. Dun dun dun. Let's get Ob then. Hit it. Dun dun down down down. Flameblade Adept, is that the name of that card that we got? Flameblade Adept. 1 red, Menace, Jackal Warrior, 1/2. Cycle or discard a card, gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Interesting to see if somebody can crack what home is best there. Suck it, trackers. Yeah. Some people hating on Tireless Tracker. What do you ever do? All he does is like draw a bunch of cards and be generally awesome. No big deal. Alright, still haven't drawn a removal. But I didn't want to use loyalty on that whale from the position it was. 'Cause we can always do that next turn if we want to. Well, you don't want to nuke it. So I think I put this out and draw some cards. I'll put Ayli out too. Yeah, that can't be bad. Double me clues. Regal Caracal finding a home. Probably the Embalmy tokeny deck. There's got to be something going with those cards, right? The There's the Anointer Priest. There's the Something Anointed Doubling Season card. And then there's the Caracal. I mean, there's got to be something going on there. And then you have, what's the other card? You have Stockpile in that mix. You have Angel of Invention. You have Saram's Expertise. I mean, doesn't that all sound pretty exciting? Doesn't that all sound like things are going to happen? That sounds like quite the token deck to me. And a black-white token-ish deck just won the Fight Club. So that sounds like things are going to happen. It sounds like stuff and things. Dark Slick Drake. So this is the all flying all the time deck. Grip of the Royal for some extra conditional removal. All right, let's get hyped. Caracal and the black-white Nighthawk thing. Do we get any new good targets for Bellower? Why are people still... I mean, I think that's pretty funny that that you're looking to keep breaking Woodland Bellower, who is already a perfectly fine card. Well, if you're trying to get to Ulamog, you can grab a Weaver of Currents. There's an option for you. Let's see. You can get the Vizier of Poisons to hose your opponent's... Oh, wait, that's legendary. Screw that idea. So, yeah, not much. That's about it. No big deal. Let's try again. Let's just go for beats. I just want to beat this guy down. We'll go Tracker Ham. All right. Sandworm Convergence would be wonderful against this deck. Sure. I would be able to cast it next turn and completely win the game. Cruel Reality. Cruel Reality thoughts. There's a junky card that nobody should bother with, but Gemini says it's a great finisher. Drama. I'm sure that people along the way will die to Cruel Reality. I just don't know that they should. There's got to be better cards that you can play in just about any situation. There has to be a better use of that slot than Cruel Reality. It is an aura. If you want, you can put it in your Aura Toolbox Heliod's Pilgrim deck, but I'm not I like that it exists. I just don't think it's the card you want to play if you're getting spiky like I get. I think there are other ways to win the game. Like, what do you take out to put that card in? What card is it strictly better than that occupies a spot in any kind of a black control deck? Yeah, you can't be without your 3 telling times. So that's already a given. We're not cutting those. Or else Gemini would just cease to exist. We'd find out he was a figment of our imagination. Down goes Ob. That's too bad, but we got clues for days. Cruel Reality into Sandworm Convergence. Way to curve out, Nighthawk. That's sick. Man, that's going to happen to me at some point. Cut Obnix for it. Yeah, but I mean, see, Obnix started winning the game 2 turns ago. Do I want the life? I guess I do. I am at 12. So, I'd rather have the life. Deny him the scry. Seems alright. Cut Kothafed, aka Suicide Demon. Yeah, if you're still running that, if you still find Kothafed to be where you want to be, then yeah, totally. Totally. I'm with you. Cut the Rotted Hulk. Now that I can get behind. That's what I'm talking about. There's a man who is thinking. There's a man thinking outside the box right there. Get those Rotted Hulks out of your deck, ZZ, wherever the hell you are. If you're listening, your ears probably just perked. Alright, get in there. And I guess we'll hold up. What do we do here? Draw some cards. Exile something. Yeah, we'll just hold up avacyn. If you're running Cruel Draws Overseer. Yeah, see, some of you guys are on a whole different level from what I'm talking about when I'm saying, what do I cut now to put in this 7 mana black Abyss Curse? Some of you guys are on a whole other level. Alright, we'll go for the Angel. If he counters it, that's fine. We win next turn if he taps his mana for this. Yeah, how do you cut the Rotted Hulk? It's just when zombies were about to shine, we're cutting the Hulk. We're cutting the Hulk. So, are you guys as excited about Rotted Hulk as you are about the Beetle? 2 mana, 1/4? Did we get that card? Actually, I don't know if we got that card. Hold up. Hold up. Hey. Did we get the 1/4 Beetle? Yeah, no, that's not it. There it is, Dune Beetle. Black and 1. 1/4. Done. That's it. How pumped are you about that Beetle? Shuts down Child of Night. I mean, just totally shuts down Child of Night. Cut the Child of Nights from your deck. Power creep at its finest. Oh yeah. That card. And I'm not entirely kidding. If we had sideboards, you might see that in a sideboard someday. There may be a deck in the world that wants to play that card. There may be. All right, get in there. Rattle chains. You know what? I'm not messing around, dude. I'm not messing around. Oops, exiled my own tracker. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I just compromised the integrity of my own event. Put that on the punt count, please. Somebody update that. Cycle.deck doesn't look too promising. Yeah, I was worried about that. Too excited about new cards, man. I'm too excited about new cards. I'm messing up. And we're gonna flip avacyn, which is gonna take our opponent to 1. Balls. And down will go ayli. It can be a cycle discard deck, says D-Man. That's true. Cathartic Reunion works with that Drake card and a bunch of the other effects that are like whenever you discard a card or cycle a card, which is an interesting adjustment to make for their cyclotron type decks. Interesting. All right, opponent's gonna take their time. What they gonna do? What they gonna do? We got Reduce, don't we already have Convolute? Well, of course, but Reduce does have the other side, Rubble, which is a unique card in blue. I tap down 3 lands is pretty unheard of, or at least it hasn't been heard of for some time. Get out there, Nissa. I'm not taking no prisoners. Now they showed me that rattle chains and he lived for another turn, you know? No prisoners. Get in there. No, I actually think that decks like the Vert Batman deck, the Grixis deck, get a lot better with a Drakehaven or 2 in them. You just get so much more out of that effect because your payoff was so kind of medium. And that deck is already a semi-finalist and something like it won a Steam Showdown. So that deck is going to have something to say with Drakehaven in the mix. All right, record for those of you keeping score on the quest for the best is 16-1. 16-1. We are running things up. What about the green-blue split card that ramps and draws cards? Is it better than Pilgrimage? Well, it does something that like Natural Selection kind of did, which is it gets you any basic land. That's not terrible, but Natural Selection also just didn't get played. Probably because Pilgrimage got you 2 lands, which does make a difference. I'm more interested than that, like a lot more than that. I'm interested in this card. And I want to get the chat's thoughts on this card. Tell me what you think of this. This is Gift of Paradise. Gift of Paradise. It's on my board. I'm not sure if it's a really good card or not, but it's sitting on my board right now because I think that there's a chance it is a good card. Green into enchantment or a common enchant land. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. And enchant land has tap, add 2 mana of any color to your mana pool. So it ramps you 1 and it gains you 3 life. And it's an enchantment. It's just kind of odd. It's very strange. So is that an upgrade type thing? Oh yeah, it did ask you to approve Mort's message, which automod got turned on. Automod got turned on, Nighthawk, so that's why you got that message. And I'm all for it. I'm all for Mort's messages. I don't know why it even came on. I think it got set to automatically be turned on for some channels. Maybe my stuff is too controversial. It's a ramp fixer. Okay. I mean, but isn't 3 life like kind of a big deal to attach to a ramp spell? Because isn't that always the risk that you're ramping, but then you're going to die? So against double green, and I have Yahenni's expertise, do I put out Tracker? So I'm kind of thinking that my line should be Gideon, then Yahenni's, into Tracker, into Wilds. So that means this turn we just do this. Okay, let's see what happens. Gemini thinks it's a trap. What do you mean? Is there you're scared of Rex Sage? Is that what it is? 2 mana of 1 color hurts a bit. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Let's see. That is something that I think I'd have had to play with it to really comprehend how it kind of sucks that it's 2 mana of 1 color. 1 ramp for 3 mana is crap. Well, this changes things. I was just gonna play Gideon here, but Kalitas, pretty good with Yahenni's. This card is bugged on release. Yeah, so this card might be the most broken card in the set if it makes infinite mana. Would you agree? Will Cure Master of Depths become better in the better in Amonkhet season? Maybe. I mean, it got a bit better this season. Usually the bigger sets get, the better any cards get if they're useful at all. Cure with the new Simic guy is disgusting. The one that creates 2 colorless, I think you mean. Yeah, Arrogant Rabbit. Abzan is still running. We're at 16-1. 16-1. We are the record holder, and we're running up the frickin' score. Should I attack first? Yeah, it's 3 life. If he blocks it and kills it somehow, I'll feel bad, but I think it's worth risking. Alright, sweet. Now your day falls apart. Give me my zombies, give me my tracker. And the concession, I meant to accept that, but you know how it is. It always gets you when you're trying to hit a button. Sylvan Advocate. You got a lot of work to do, buddy. It is a 4/5, so there's that. And a Rex Sage to take out a clue. Sure. No biggie there. So now what do we do? We draw Grasp of Darkness. Perfect. Alright then. Gideon, you get on the battlefield. It feels slightly weird that they're pushing colorless mana in some cards. I wonder if it's coming back in the next couple of sets. It's a good question. The deserts make you wonder, right? But we still haven't rotated the Eldrazi. I hope not. I really just want that. I want the Eldrazi stuff to be over with. Of course, it never will be in duels, but at least in standard, I need a new villain. I need something else to fight. Alright, get you down. Shrink ya. Eat ya. Boom. What's the next plane after Almond Cat? I'm really not sure. There's rumors we're going back to Dominaria, the first one. The origin of Magic, since we're celebrating like some big anniversary. I think it's 25 years this year. All right, and there's a fatal push right off the top. Brutal. And push. Pushy you. And turn things sideways. And crush. Sunny demise indeed. 17-1. Abzan Mythics looking untouchable. How will it get stopped? How will it get beaten? I think if we get to 20-1, I'm going to put it aside, and then we'll pick it back up if any other deck gets to 20-1, is what I'm thinking of doing. But now that I've said that, I might have just totally dashed it and cursed it. Got some good talk and chat about deserts and colorless mana and if it's real, and I'm not going to repeat the whole thing, but basically I think that there's a good point there about deserts just adding flavor, because the original desert from Arabian Nights was a colorless land. They can't produce no mana. They out in the desert, man. There's no mana there. Whoa, 100 card fat stack. It's on. All right, here we go. This hand is good against creatures and bad against planeswalkers. Let's hope we don't just get planeswalked. And may our draws be mythic. Evolving Wilds, what do you get? It's the fat stack. Everything's in there. Expect everything. And he's playing green and white so far, so it might even be a 2-color fat stack. Don't see those every day now, do we? I guess I could save that for a fatal push. Burp. He drops his Ziri, then yes. Questions if this is Nighthawk's 5-color mythic deck. But Evolving Wilds? Come now. He didn't run no basic lands. He was way above that. He was on a whole other level. Alright, I think we just take our Rec Sage trade on that card. Maybe? I mean, what else could he play? Well, now that we have 2 Rec Sages, we definitely do. Yeah, he gets a card, but I get a 2-1. So, it's even Stevens. Maybe I'll even take that 2 life back with an attack phase. 4 mana, Gideon. Alright. When you get Gideon on turn 4, on curve, on the draw, out of the 100 card stack, yep. You know. You know what's up. You know the score. Okay. So we will go get green. And we'll hold up Grasp. And we'll kill whatever his next drop is, and then we'll kill his Knight. Maybe we'll kill his Knight, and then attack him with Sage and Quags. Okay. Good. Don't need to attack him this turn, I don't think. Okay, he's going up. Interesting. Erg. You gonna attack with both? Or just nothing? He's gonna attack with nothing. No attacks, just plussing. You know, fun like that. Alright, sure. Let's go get green. Let's go ahead and kill this guy with the push now that we have revolt. He's just plussing Gideon, it's so weird. So I don't really want to use my removal spells on it. So what am I supposed to do? I think I'll just put out Sage and leave up the Grasp. Sage no value. I mean, we might be in trouble. Don't get cocky, everybody. Just because it's a 100 card stack, you got to judge it by the cards that actually come into play. You can't judge it by the size. It's all in the cards you cast. And if they're good and they line up against your cards, ta-da! Okay, here we go. Perfect. All right, you die. If I draw a land, come on, land. Nope, denied. Fine. Now this won't kill him, but he'll get close. Down to one, let's play another one. All 3 Rex Sages, you know it. That's how we roll. The army of 2/1s approacheth. I would actually rejoice in a declaration in stone on these. Alright, so he's playing out up. Why not? You gonna attack me this time? Get 5 damage out of your deal? Yep, that makes sense. I get it. Alright, top deck. Okie dokie. Let's see if we can get Gideon dead before we make our next decision. Gone and done it. Okay. Took down the turn 4 Gideon with all 3 Rex Sages. Pulsa Marasa. Okay. Congrats on your Nissa. Don't think he has the mana for it though. Even if he did, I don't know if you want Nissa against this board. Doesn't match up too well. Bounce wants, remember to PM your list over for Saturday. Hey, I told you I'd get one done if I can. So he goes tragic. Yeah, then tragic is tragic. I didn't promise any big list. Besides, any list I get would be totally half-baked and completely irrelevant in a week. Kill or not to kill? So this can hit Nissa, but he missed his land drop, so Nissa can't flip yet. So I think I got the green light to do this. I also don't think he's gonna run haste in there, but you never know. But I'm not gonna hold back just cause. The saltiest card from Amonkhet. How do you define? Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, saltiest definitely has to have a question mark next to it. Like, what card will cause the big tilts? Suppression bonds, and all my Rex Sages are done. Awesome. Saltiest. I don't know. Censor probably. Censor will probably make people really unhappy when they like tap out for a Nissa that's gonna have like 15 loyalty. Feeling a little dead in the water here. Our opponent's still on 5 lands. so I can do this. Is there an Ulamog of the set? I didn't even think Ulamog was all that salty. Thought Moss was the salty one. Nah. I mean, Glorybringer might trigger a few people. But I really think that some people will just forget about Censor on turn like 15 and cast Ribbons for like Exacxi life total only to run into Censor. That would probably break some hearts. Yet you dead. He might have another pulse. But we'll make him draw it out of his 100 card stack. Oops, that's a mistake. Didn't have enough lands. That's what I get. So he's got 5 cards in hand still. I mean, that's crazy. That's a lot of stuff. And he doesn't have a pulse right now, thank God. This is renewal, so he might have Ulamog, which I'm pretty prepared for. But I do need some top decks. I'm getting a little bit tired of drawing more land. We could be in a pickle. I'm going to hold back the Quagmire for Gaia's Revenge, which I think there's a good chance of. I'm going to hold on to this Forest for Tireless Tracker off the top. And let's see. Up to 10. What do you think? Does the 100 card deck have Ulamog ready to go? Yes, I do need Liliana for Rex Sage. That would be the answer. Drew all 3 a bit early and had to play them badly to combat a Gideon on turn 4. Just sometimes that's what happens. Don't regret it. But that's just part of the absurd effect that a Gideon at that level has. Oh, nice. There you go. There you go. Going after my land. Okie dokie. Awesome. Gotta love it. Time to fall further behind with this declaration in stone. Get out of my yard. And now I'm not going to play around the Gaia's Revenge. He would have had it 2 turns ago if he had it. Yeah, Gideon turn 4, Ulamog, whatever turn. Oh, there you go. Look at that. So he either just drew it or he held it anyway, despite that. All right, cool. Now, what do we need to draw? Just anything of size, I suppose. It's got a tracker, too. Okay, great. It's great. So, yep, top deck. I mean, you're not the worst. What do I need to draw? I guess the 4/4 will do. Keep me alive, anyway. Can I afford to do that? I think I have to. I do need to draw cards off her, but maybe she'll divert some attention. Like I said, you can't judge the 100 card deck based on the number of cards in the deck. You have to judge it based on the cards they play. And when they're gonna play all goodies, except for maybe that, wow, nice. Look at him just unloading. This is awesome. When they play all good cards, you're just kind of dead. Go get that Rogue's Passage. Nope. Sandstone Bridge instead. Okie dokie. Yeah, we'll just let that die. And draw my planar outburst? Not yet. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's go. Of course they go for Nissa when I'm at 5 life. Opponents have to kill everything, right? Okay, so... go... I think I need to kill the Hydra. No, Hydra dies to... Let me see here. Hydra dies to a lot... to Deckenstone, Anguished, Ob. Okay, so I have to kill the Gaias with ayli. I can block over here. And over here. Could be the end of the line. He's letting it run? No? Maybe? Got a way to give this... You got wild size in there? Wouldn't even shock me. Just pause me out and do them one by one every time. Well done. All right. And it's toughness, so I will sack you for 3 life instead of 2. There we go. Oh, trust me, I know. I'm getting reminded to gain life, but trust me, I know. I'm just letting him do all the effects he can possibly come up with first. Letting him commit. Alright, planar outburst. Anguish. Anguish does not do it. Unless he forgets to attack me. What else could I draw? Permanent. What permanent could I draw to keep me alive? I could draw another ayli and another blocker, I guess. Seems like a long shot. I guess Kalitas could keep me alive? And it would at least distract him. Need to have the right mana available. Maybe he'll go after Ajani instead of me. Alright. I'm just gonna concede, because if he does attack Ajani instead of me, it's a joke. So, he gets to win. And that'll retire us. So the Abzan finally dies to the hundo stack. 17-2 though. It was a good run. I think we flooded out a bit. Draw was a bit unlucky with 3 Rex Sages, 2 of which got no value against a turn 4 Gideon on the draw. Could I have played it better? I don't know. I don't think there was anything I could have done that made a huge difference in the game. I don't think so. So, that's the end of that deck. That's the end of that deck. I could have exiled Hydra, but then I'd be dead to the tracker. So, didn't matter. But I was dead either way. At least I took a line where if I drew Sylvan Advocate and ayli, or a Kalitas that I could cast, then I might have lived another turn. So that's why I did it the way I did it. Since we got some comments of other things I could have done. The other things I could have done, I still would have lost. Alright, so this is the deck. It's a current record holder, but the end comes to us all, Orokusaki. Except when you die, the end will be much worse. For when you die, it will be without honor. Dun dun da 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 da. Boo. Alright, let's drop it. Put it in the channel over here. Post! I'm gonna cut the feed for a minute, but I think I'm gonna come right back and we're gonna play a new deck. Put in chat what you want to see. What we have left: Salty Tokens, Mardu Midroom, Grixis Planeswalkers, Green Godzilla, Temur Energy, Flame Shadow Energy, really, Green Black Mythic stuff, Bant, and Is It Control.